Hey everybody, it's Vicky with Dementia with Grace. I hope everybody's doing okay today. I know that there's a lot of trepidation and worry and concern about the coronavirus that's around and the specific impact on the elderly. That is our population. I deal with people with dementia, and you know they are right smack dab in the persons of concern about this virus. And I work inside of some nursing homes and assisted livings and independent living, like group home kind of things, that where people are now on, a lot of people are on lockdown. The nursing home is on lockdown. They're on quarantine. There's a serious situation happening in the world. Today in America, our president, put us into a national emergency situation, and so that has triggered some actions across our nation. One of which is the CMS, the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services, have issued guidance to the nursing facilities, to care facilities, to quarantine the elderly. And so that affects a lot of you. And so I wanted to just come in tonight, and make a video addressing those concerns, talking just a little bit about what it means and why it matters, and what you can do about it, what you can do to continue to support your person with dementia if they are in one of these care facilities, okay? All right, so let's get going. Basically, this is a quarantine, a simple quarantine, just to make sure, not necessarily to keep them in, but to keep you out. Normally, what is happening is when somebody is on quarantine, they are quarantined themselves, like Tom and Rita Hanks. We hear about that all the time right now. They are quarantined wherever they are in the world. I think it's Australia, but they are quarantined so that they don't get spread the virus to healthy populations, right? What has happened in this nursing home quarantine is that they are quarantining all of the people of a certain age and that carry an illness, a comorbidity, not just the dementia, but maybe congestive heart failure or COPD or diabetes or fill in the blank. And they are a special population because their immunity is so low. Now, the elderly in general have lower immunities than young, healthy, vibrant people. So a person with a chronic illness on top of their age is at greater risk. People with dementia necessarily are not at any greater risk than somebody with a heart issue, cardiac issues, pulmonary issues, things like that. But they certainly meet the age criteria in most instances. So they are quarantining them inside to keep any possible bugs, viruses, bacteria out. In this case, a virus. We do this quite often in the nursing home industry. Every season there's a flu season, and sometimes nursing homes have to be on restriction because of the flu or a stomach virus or something like that. We are used to it. What is different about this is nationwide. Normally it's in a few communities. It may be in a few communities in your state. It's not even your whole state. And now it is an entire nationwide issue. So that's it. And I want you to understand that this is not anything new for medical professionals and medical professionals in the nursing home industry. We have seen this. We have done this. We know how to do this. And it is something that we prepare for, that we plan for and hope to never have to do. But of course we do. So we know how to accomplish this in the best possible way. So while it may be new to you to have your nursing home under quarantine, it is not anything that is necessarily a brand new thing for us. Now, The second thing that I want to talk about is how to support your person that is in quarantine. Now, if they are in the nursing home, they are probably lower on the dementia scale. They're probably stage 5, stage 6, or stage 7. Stage 6 and stage 7 are the lowest. Those are the lowest 2 categories of the stages of dementia. And people in those stages don't have as much awareness of basically, anything that's going on. They are completely dependent to know what day it is, to know if it's time to eat, to know if they need to be toileted. All of those things, they are completely supported and will not necessarily have the same exact impact as somebody in a higher stage. So now I want to talk about stage 5, because I think stage 5 is where this could get concerning and dicey and fearful and all of that for your people with dementia. So that's why I want to address this. Stage 5. People in stage 5 still have awareness of who you are, who they are, who their people around them are. Now, it might be slipping. They might not know some of the further, the people that are in their further connection. I mean, they might not know nieces and nephews and those nieces and nephews' children, but they're going to know their spouse, their children, sometimes their grandchildren around in 5. They understand a little bit about the passage of time, as far as they are probably going to be able to tell you maybe what happened yesterday, even though it might have been a few days ago. They know that it's in the recent past sometimes, or they can future plan a little bit for supper, for, maybe, that the Price is Right has already been on today and it will be on again tomorrow. But they're not understanding clearly in stage 5. I would not think that they would clearly understand the passage of 2 weeks. When you say, Mother, I'm not going to be able to be there for 2 weeks. I don't know that they would even understand that concept of time. And the other big issue is they're not going to remember you have told them that in the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, the next hour. They're not going to even remember the conversation that you had about the fact that, Mother, I won't be visiting for the next 2 weeks or something like that. So I would encourage you to just say what needs to be said. I will see you as soon as I can. What are y'all having for supper tonight? And pivot and change the conversation. If they call and say, I haven't seen you today, just say, I know I have got to get out there. How are you feeling today? What's going on? Kind of pivot, change the conversation. They might not bring it up. People inside the nursing home are doing their dead level best at this point right now to keep everybody calm and engaged and entertained and not lonely, because they are going to step up their activity because they know that visitors aren't coming in. So people all over the nation right now are sitting and figuring out what are they going to do in the next, intervening time to even entertain them more and to engage them more, because they know there will be an absence felt, right? So what I want to encourage you to do is to call and have conversations with them. Get other people in the family to call and have conversations. Sometimes people get stumped as to what to talk about, so I want to give you a little freebie here. Inside my book, Dementia with Grace, A New Positive Way of Dealing with Behaviors of People with Dementia, we have a part, because part of the whole behavior management system, the first is GRACE, it's G, gather important details, routine or reminisce, assess, calm, or excite. Gather important details is a thorough life history. Inside the book, it starts in here, and there's several pages. You can go and print off this very same thing. This is mine, so it has my written thing on it, but it's several pages you know, when you print it out, there's room, there's the questions, and then there's room, you know, to write their answers. This gets a solid life history of the person. And there are questions and questions and questions. I don't know really how many questions. There's 50-something questions in here that open up the past of a person with dementia. And, you know, everybody loves to talk about themselves. And I have found that people love to give their life history. They love for people to be interested in their story. And stage, definitely do it as early as you can, but you can still get a lot of insight in stage 5 from the person themselves. And in this day and age of cell phones, you can actually get a recording of them. If you're physically in their presence, when all this blows over and you're able to be physically back in their presence, you can record them, video record them, giving their own life history, which is so powerful, and it's such a legacy for them to be able to leave and for you to have inside your family. But hon, this can be done on the telephone. You can do it, your husband can do it, your kids can do it, the grandkids can do it. They can call mom and ask a couple of these questions. They can call dad and talk to him about a couple of these questions. And it doesn't have to be an inquisitor kind of thing. It can just be a conversation. You know, divvy up inside the family who's going to ask what, and then let people call, let friends call. Definitely let family call, but let friends call. And if you don't have anybody, if it's just you and them, you can do it. It'll be something to talk about every day. There's instructions in here when you print this off, and I'm going to tell you where to go to find it, but there's instructions in here on how to do it, how best to do it. The instructions, same thing that's in the book. I would love for you to have a copy of the book. If you don't have a copy of the book, go to Amazon and get a copy. If you've already bought a copy and you've just not gotten around to it, perfect time to do it. And if you want to print a copy of this, and you can print as many as you'd like, you can go to our group on Facebook. It's Dementia with Grace Caregiver Support Group right there on Facebook. There's a page, the Dementia with Grace show page. That's the page. The group where you will find this is Dementia with Grace Caregiver Support Group. So it's right there in the title. And at the top, there is one of the tabs that says Files. This is in the file. It's called the Gather tool. Okay, so that would be a little something that you can have that that you can work on during this unnerving time. But let me just reassure you and let you know that your people are being taken care of. They are probably weathering this better than you because they don't quite get the magnitude of it and the import of it because of where they are. People in stage 5, especially in dementia, are very, not future focused, but very right now this moment focused. That's why they tell the same story 10 or 15 times, because they don't remember that they've told it. Or maybe they don't remember that they've told it to you. Because they're very in the moment, just like a toddler. So I hope this helps. We had a live last night. I do a live every Thursday night inside my support group, and we talked all about this and all of the issues that people are having, and I tried to address that. I think that if we can use common sense, common courtesy, and compassion with our people, with our elderly people in general, and our dementia people in particular, we can weather this storm, and we will come out on the other side, maybe, I hope, wiser for the experience. So please come over and see us on the group, get you a copy of this, get a copy for everybody in the family, and y'all do it all, everybody do one. It's so interesting to do, to figure out, to mine the past of an individual. I think it's so so worthwhile. So anyway, all right. I love y'all. We're going to get through this. I absolutely believe that. I believe in our nation. I believe in the goodness of people. I believe in love, and I believe in joy. And I believe in each of you. I do. I'll talk to you in the next video. Love y'all. Bye. Mwah.